Okay, so this video, number 116, today's 6-3, is strictly about, this is number 3 here, sorry about that, okay? It's strictly about the assignment that I gave you the other day, and like I said, I've been traditionally concerned that kids get confused here, so I want to go over this again. And a little later, I'm going to do another video where I do assignment number 44. And as I said, I'm going to assign you work, basically on this kind of stuff. Okay, so let's go right to work over here. And number 1 says I'm to divide this by this. And I'm using long division because we're just getting used to doing these problems. And I quickly see that 15x squared divided by 5x is 3x. X times x is 15x squared. I match the number. Whatever happens here is whatever happens. Positive times a positive is a positive. Now I subtract. Okay, and in this case you get negative 10x, and then minus 8. It's brought down over here. See what I did? And now finally, this divided by this. And again, some kids struggle here, then just do this. You can clearly see it equals negative 2. So one more time, since some kids get a little confused here, it either works or it doesn't work. If it doesn't go away, these last two terms here, then there's a remainder. End of the story. Or you made a mistake and you go back and check. So let's do it now. We got the negative 2. There were 2 ways to do it, okay? This times this matches this. And this times this matches this. And we got what we were talking for. So this negative 2 either worked or it didn't. And it matched this, and you get a remainder of 0. So that's what you were asked to do. And I'll do quickly the other ones, and you see the pattern emerging here. I'm not going to do it in this particular little lesson, but if you FOIL this and this, of course you're going to get that. And you've been shown repeatedly how it corresponds. How it corresponds to the math that we've been doing. Okay, so now 2x into 8x squared goes 4x times. 4x times 2x is 8x squared. Whatever happens here happens. I come up with negative 20x. Opposite, opposite. Oops, 6x. You did that in 8th grade when you were constantly solving for x. And so this goes into this plus 3 times. It's been explained in the previous problem. Does it match? Does it match? Yes, yes. Does it match? Does it match? Yes, yes. And there's your remainder of 0 without going into great detail over here. Okay, so I'll hurry through the last one and then spend some time on this video doing number 4, which I gave you. Maybe it's a little challenge, or I don't know. I don't think it's all that challenging, but I gave it to you and I hadn't done it before. So here we go again, and I think most of you are saying, you know, this is kind of working, man. It's like riding a bicycle, right? And oh my God, here's an interesting example. What's 3x? What's 3x minus 2 divided by 3x minus 2? Well, it's just like a number. Any polynomial divided by itself equals what? 1. So you can stop right there, but if you want to go on, you get an easy match. And then take the opposite and your remainder is 0. Okay? So I'm going to do number 4 now, and then I won't do any more. I'll do some later this afternoon. Later this morning. And what I'll do now is number 4, and here we go. And like I said, I'll be doing stuff like this afternoon, and I'll give you more assignments on it. So basically it boils down to saying this problem here is divided into this number here. I'm going to just work down, if you don't mind me saying that. Okay, plus 7x squared plus 2x. So let's take a good look at number 4. Okay, you all can see it there. Oh yes, and it's a trinomial divided by a binomial. But what happens is that the powers are a little higher. And in this case, there are really 2 ways of doing it. But I'm just trying to show you that you can work with higher degrees. It really doesn't matter. There are different ways to even check this. So I'm going to do it the way I showed you how to do it. Although you could notice right away that you factor out the x here and you factor out the x here. Interesting thought. But let's ignore that and just divide this using the technique that I showed you. Well, here we go again. 3x squared cubed divided by 3x squared, if you're thinking about that one. That way is just x. I can't think of it any other way. This times this equals that. There you go. What more do you want? Okay, what's ever going on here is going on here. X times x is x squared. It's a plus. Of course, the signs are really important, but if you make an algebraic mistake, you will get a remainder of something that's not 0. Take the opposites. So I come up with 6x squared. Notice the like terms. We're all good. Okay? And then you bring down the 2x, and that happens to be a positive. And now you ask yourself, going here to here, what number do you get? That is 2x squared, 6x squared divided by 3x squared, and of course you get 2. So it either works or it doesn't. You didn't have to do everything I did. You could just see it that the 2 works, and then you multiply, just like I've been doing with the other problems, and then you subtract, and you get a remainder of 0. So it follows instantly that this times this equals that. And this really should be factored, okay? So in the video later, I'm going to do the more complicated ones, and then we'll leave it at that. And like I said, you'll have an assignment that I'll give you where we sort of mix these problems up and maybe add another challenge problem. Okay, so I'll post this.